Good day everyone, my name is Vanessa Gile and I'm the sales manager for Europa Ceramica Incorporated. As we go along our daily lives, whether we work at home or work on site, it is very obvious how this current global situation, the pandemic that it is, make us see our spaces differently nowadays. So today I am with one of the multi-skilled interior designers in the Philippines, also a chef and lecturer at the University of Santa Tomas, interior designer Mike Suqui, to join us today as we tackle our top topic entitled Onward and Forward, what happened in the design industry during pandemic and what to expect after. Hi Sir Mike, how are you today? First and foremost, I would like to thank you for sparing us your precious time, doing this interview with us as we do the Zine Week for RDC.
Thank you, and also thank you for having me here.
Okay, Sir Mike, let's go back to those, few months or a few years before we hit 2020. How was the design industry doing during that time, and was there a big difference nowadays?
Actually, it was always been prosperous before the COVID, no? Because the construction is already been booming because of a lot of rentable spaces for the expats. And nowadays, of course, the COVID hit the entire world, right?
Yes, yes.
So the challenge for us right now is that, syempre, number one, huminto muna yung construction, and we're trying to figure out all the standards so we could be able to protect and be safe, no? So I guess that one challenge for us right now, even before, right, after the COVID, or during the COVID period, is that, syempre, let's slow down yung construction.
Yes, yeah,
we have to limit a lot of mga activities that it is the normal thing to do before. Now it was being constrained, no? So that's also one thing. And also the problem with the prices, medyo ang taas ng itinaas.
Compared before, no?
Yes, that's also and also of course with all these mga we have to take tests for COVID testing before we be able to enter the premise. It also added up to the cost. So with the restrictions, with the government restrictions, no? So yun yung medyo nakaka-challenge for all of us right now.
Okay, aside from those challenges that you have mentioned, of course, kasi diba, way back naman we also have to follow some restrictions as well, but it's very different right now. But aside from those that you have mentioned, what do you think is the, can we consider this one as the big difference compared to the past state of interior design in the industry?
Actually, sa interior design, it was really, it's always been a challenge that we have to identify the needs of the clients, the wants of the clients. But apparently with this COVID period, so as we as designer really have shift yung priorities, So now we have to really be prioritizing about the sanitation and also the safety, That's also pati yung paradigm of you to be able to yung arrangement ng the usual na parang foyer, and now you have to to put some sanitation, conversion of using the powder room into a sanitation area. So actually, I did a project before with a commissary, in Manila. It's a bake shop, So I really felt it was really an understanding, of how to be able to apply the sanitation procedure, Kasi syempre sa commissary, you have to really be very cautious about the safety, and also the sanitation. So parang before you could be able to go inside the the production area, you're supposed to be take a bath, you have to change your clothes. So admittedly, parang ganun yung nangyayari sa atin ngayon, no?
Yes.
So, you really have to sanitize yourself even before getting inside your home.
Yes.
And it's really kind of sad because syempre with the pandemic, ang dami nating kakilala or even our family that we lost,
Yes,
no?
no,
But
that's one sad.
yes, but apparently we really have to still continue living, no?
Yes.
So, di ba, we always have a saying na parang at the end of the rain, there's like a rainbow.
Yes, very Filipino attitude
Yeah.
yan, sir. Diba? We always see the brighter side of the story.
Yes, so I would say na siguro it always been like an opportunity and also a realization of different things. So realization meaning before the pandemic, parang we live in a house, but now we really experience living inside the house,
yes,
no?
yeah,
Parang
actually.
alam natin kung ano yung talagang gusto natin. Like a client told me that I'm doing a project right now, parang binago namin yung mga openings ng bahay niya because now that she realized na tumira siya ng 2, 3, 4 na buwan inside the house. It's like a house arrest, di ba?
Yeah.
So, she could be able really to feel kung ano yung importance ng ventilation and all these mga ano natin, no? So, it really nowadays I can say that the clients, no, are really they are more engaged, no, in designing. So I think that would be one of the big difference, no? And also in terms of the technology, no, kasi before, di ba, parang sinasabi natin the technology, when you're using the technology, it's like pang-social, it's like an advancement, pang-automated, di ba? But nowadays, it becomes the standard because of the sanitation problem, di ba?
Parang kung pwede nga lang na everything has to be, touchless, di ba?
Yes. So, it becomes now parang the standard or yung parang requirement, no? I would also say one thing that really affect, no, actually in terms of our education, no, since I'm also a lecturer at UST, it really opened a lot of windows and even doors, no, for opportunity everyone to be online na parang we haven't experienced this now that we are already doing this na ay pwede naman pala, diba?
Yes. We could have actually thought that one time we will be doing this online classes as standard thing, diba?
Yes,
Parang
that's true. Saka ang napansin ko yun dito, syempre we are shaken to the core, no? Kailangan natin lumabas doon sa comfort zone natin. I think that would be one challenge to all of us, no? Even with us, no, sa educators, syempre we have to do an extra mile para bantayan yung mga bata and also to really understand how to be able to teach them online.
Yes.
So I think that would be mga realization, but like I said, in every realization, there's always an opportunity. No, parang opportunity, to explore more, and also an opportunity, to expand your knowledge. Like there's like I read in an article before na yung nag-uumpisa pa rin COVID, what will be the suitable materials na pwedeng gamitin sa interiors, no? So parang it really hit me actually na, di ba, parang ang konsepto natin when it's malinis siya, it's smooth, it's shiny, actually malinis siya. That would be the perception of people who are looking at the material. But at the end of the day, the question is, na-sanitize ba siya ng how often time? No? Because when you're trying to understand the situation yung about the COVID, is that sometimes when you have a smooth surface, there's a place for the COVID to really stick or really to rest on.
Speaking of that, sir, are you saying that, for the pandemic era or even the post-pandemic era, are we going technically really on the materials that we are going to use, or are there any particular design trends, or whether it's color or design or style that we are going through, during this era, or is it just the same as like before?
Actually, the important thing right now is to choose the materials properly, no? Kasi syempre, gaya na sinabi ko, when the surface is smooth, no? Mas may chance na pwedeng kumapit yung COVID doon, yung virus, right? Because there's so much surface na pwede niyang kapitan. But apparently, when you're trying to read, no, yung mga articles about on how to, to kill the virus, no. So, may mga satin finish na it's very microscopic, no, that you could be able to break or to break the lipids, no, nung virus, na hindi naman sinasabi natin na
totally
rough, no.
Okay.
But the end of the day, it's something na kung wala kang masyadong pwedeng pagkapitan ng clean surface ng material natin, then wala masyadong kakapitan yung COVID to respond to. Diba? So, with regards to the trend, I think the COVID is not really much more of a trend, but it's more of a necessity.
Essential.
Essential siya kasi it was really parang more on the health, it's not more just for aesthetics, no?
Yes.
So, I would believe na in terms of if you're going to say trends, I think we can go much more on choosing the right materials when it comes to the colors, because it really it is very parang traumatic for all of us.
Yeah.
So I would suggest, because interior designer also involves in psychological aspect, no. So in my design right now, I choose really something much more of a brighter colors.
Brighter colors.
Because brighter colors give you like it can give up your spirit.
Yes, the moods and all.
Yes. So basically, it really helps yung ano natin, yung emotional state natin, yung mental state natin. So I think that would be one of the best solution rather than going to the darker or the very diba? So I would say that it's much more on the brighter side.
Okay, brighter colors.
Yes.
Going back dun sa kanina na para, di ba, na-mention natin, sir, as also a lecturer, part of the teaching institute, no, we could have not thought of this as having the online learning, schooling sa mga bata at home, online, and then even for the adults also doing their works, their comfort of their home because of the work from home situation. So, are you seeing the learning spaces and work from home spaces becoming a standard in the design?
Actually, when it comes to office design, I would say na may mga minimal standard like the ergo, the proper space planning, the organization. No? But when it comes to the aesthetics, especially those people that I work with and also the people I design their offices, yung home offices nga nila, it's much become more of a personal touch, no?
Yes.
Kasi syempre when we're designing for offices like sa mga branded offices, no? We have to go yun doon sa yung parang pinaka mission and vision ng company.
Yes, it has to go
diba?
through that standard.
Yes, and they're what called the branding. But with the home office design, I would always consider dyan is always yung organization. So parang, di ba, parang if you have a messy office, your work becomes messy, no? So sort to that effect, no? But it's much more when I say a personal touch because it's become more personalized. Kasi syempre sa bahay
Nasa
siya.
bahay siya, of
Yeah.
course. Kumbaga,
It reflects the personality
yes, it's
and
his
also
own space.
yes, and it really they really understand yung hindi siya generic.
Mhm,
It becomes like a residential design. It's very, very personalized.
Yes, depende dun sa tao. talaga.
Yes, and the trick here is that there's a lot of mga ano natin, a lot of my clients, yung mga parang condos, no,
Mhm.
that they really wanted to squeeze syempre ng ano nila, ng magkaka-home office nila, and together with their children and nag-homeschooling, di ba?
Yes. Mhm.
So the challenge here is really is much more on flexibility of the space.
Can we say practicality as well?
I would say from the very start, my principle in design, it should be also be practical, no? When I say practical, syempre in terms of the cost, in terms of the maintenance, yung sustainability, no? So I would always consider that in any of my design, no? But when it comes to flexibility of space, I always practice that kasi syempre as we go on doon sa even before COVID, yung mga spaces natin palit ang palit.
Yes.
We're like becoming like a parang Hong Kong, di ba? Na because the value of the property are becoming pamahal, no? So I would not go to literally to follow standards sa pagpasok mo. You have your foyer, and then you go inside, and then you have your living room, and then you have your dining, no? I did a project before na even, no, because the space is limited. So I make use of these spaces na parang you can go with a living room / dining room in one space.
Okay.
So I think that would be much more, and really to be more conscious about the function.
The functions, yeah. So it's always the functionality, the purpose, no?
Ever since naman, it's really about functionality, but the difference kasi ng we say multiple space, no, in one space, multifunctional, no, it's you can be able to serve a different function. That's sa isang lugar.
Yes.
It can be a simultaneous, like you have your parents working and then your children studying in one space,
yeah,
no?
common space.
Or it can be on not on the same time, but apparently doon nga naglalaro ngayon how you could be able to really understand, no, yung function, then you can be able to address yung design.
Yeah. And it follows na it has to be somehow aesthetic then for the aesthetic value, of course.
Yes, because di ba sinasabi natin naman it's always been the functionality first before aesthetics, because at the end of the day, maganda nga siya, hindi mo naman siya magamit, it becomes useless, right?
With all that being said, I would like to thank interior designer Mike Suqui for joining us for this first part of this video. I would like to invite all of you to please stay tuned as we discuss more inputs together again with Sir Mike on our second part, and please do stay tuned.